This is Deb, my Maine Gardens, and Melissa Higgins here at
Sprague's Nursery.
Turn around. Yes, Sprague's Nursery in Bangor, Maine, and this is a mental health video.
Yes.
Right? Because if you're anything like us, it's been a long winter in Maine, and we love winter. We embrace it.
Yes,
when you live here, we embrace it. But I'm over it. Spring fever,
Yeah.
baby. So Melissa was so kind to let us come in and see the greenhouses and all of the beautiful things that are being planted and growing and getting ready for you to buy for your gardens this season. I have to tell you, I walked in here and I was like, oh, my soul is back.
Yeah. It smells good. It feels good. It's green. It's warm.
It's it just makes so you can't come with us, but we can bring this to you, and hopefully this will make you feel happy again as well. So we're gonna get a tour and see what's going on here, and maybe we can make this like every couple of weeks or so if you're available.
It's absolutely amazing to see the progress.
Yeah.
Even just a week here, things change completely. So I would love to show you that.
Okay, so subscribe to the channel and you'll be the first to know when we come back, and we'll watch everything growing and getting ready for you to buy. Any idea how many you're planting, like annuals, pots?
I cannot recall the number, but
Thousands.
we do over 5,000 hanging baskets. I would say probably tens of thousands of 4.5 inch. Lots of, I would say, a couple hundred porch pots. And that's not including trees and shrubs, perennials, and everything.
Amazing.
So it's constant.
Amazing.
Yeah, we've got 15 greenhouses here, and I think everybody goes across the street. They know the retail yard is here, but a lot of people don't know that we have this other side of the street. So they see what's going on up there, but they don't see the whole picture of what happens over here and how early we start.
Yeah, this is like backstage,
This is backstage.
and we're taking you backstage, and we're really lucky and fortunate we have this opportunity. So let's go check everything out.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, where are we?
We are this is greenhouse number 3. We call this the head house. This is actually one of the starting houses where we start a lot of our really small seedlings. We have a heating table over here. And so once we get going with our vegetable seedlings, those will all be seated right on this hot table. And it will have some water cooled or water heated wires that keep the seedlings hot, and that helps them to germinate. So everything starts in here. You can feel this house is really warm. So in order to start all these little plugs, they need to be at least 68 degrees at night. So you can feel this greenhouse during the daytime definitely exceeds that. And over here we've got fuchsia hanging baskets. And I saved a few just so that you can kind of take a peek at what we do when we are starting fuchsia hanging baskets. That's one of the things that takes the longest here, so we start those first. So these are plugs. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but this helps us to save a little bit of money on fuel. Once we get going, we're doing easily 1,000 gallons a month anyway. So we're right now, this time of the year, we're just in these greenhouses plugging away. Simple as that.
Can you talk about the soil you use a little bit?
Yep, so we use, everybody knows it as Pro Mix. It's a soil-less mix that is peat moss and vermiculite. It's shredded really nice and fine. It is sterilized, so you don't have any weed seeds in it. It also does not have any fertilizer. So like, we don't recommend using Miracle-Gro products to start because some plants do not like fertilizer. So this allows us to control what we put in the soil mix. So this is that. I'll take you into the other house and you can get a gander at the hanging basket. This is my favorite greenhouse, and even just in 3 weeks it will look completely transformed. But these are hanging baskets, just the start. These are what we just did the other day. Floor pots, and all of these little plugs are all different combinations and colors of plants, and we go by recipes. For example, this is a new one this year, and we pull the plugs and pop them in the pots and price and tag everything as we go. put a lot of plugs in our hanging baskets. We
Yes.
like them full. We don't want skimpy little hanging baskets, and we use a lot of fertilizer.
So here's a question.
Yep.
We all want our annuals, especially our pots, to last the whole season. How do you ensure that I buy this beautiful hanging basket from you with all of these lovely plants in it, that it's timed right so it will continue giving me blooms all season long?
Yep, so that's why you want to make sure that you're buying whichever size hanging basket, and you make sure to water it appropriately. If you really let the hanging basket dry out too far, you will actually be able to look inside the pot and see that the soil has shrunken in away from the hanging basket, and if that happens, it leaves a big gap.
Right.
And then when you water, it just runs out, and it doesn't actually saturate the soil any longer.
Yeah.
So just trying to really make sure you're doing a good job with your watering. Hanging baskets do need to be watered. They are making all kinds of different like irrigation drip things that you could buy if you're just really terrible at watering, or choose plants. Go in and ask your garden center, hey, I'm not real great at watering, or I go to camp on the weekends. What can I buy that could take a couple of days without watering? And we will guide you to something that would suit, your habit. And learning how to trim, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Kind of unscientific word to give plants a haircut. We do that all the time.
Yeah.
That helps to kind of rejuvenate them and sends the energy back to the roots and flowers. So we'll learn all these things as we go. These have been planted for about a week, and you can see that they're really already starting to put off, some new growth. So in about 3 weeks from now, we go through and we actually pinch all this stuff back.
Oh, you do?
So we send somebody in here with a pair of scissors, and we just start pinching things, and that's gonna set them back a little bit, but also it will help them to branch out so that they're not long and stringy. So there's a lot of it's a labor of love to get them to look the way that we want them to look
When they're ready to go
We're
on
a
the
little
floor.
particular, right.
Yeah. So when will these hit the sales floor?
We design everything to be retail ready by Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
So that's for us our kind of goal date.
I'm loving this flashy fun.
I know.
That's going to be so pretty.
Yeah, that one's new this year as well.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that either. These two plants are very similar, so they should do really well together. So you can see all of our hanging baskets. They are on drippers. So there's a dial at the front of the greenhouse that we can turn on, and the drippers will turn on. Right now, the plants are still too small to use the dripper, so we are still hand watering all the hanging baskets. But that's only for another week or two, and then we'll be able to use the drippers.
What's the temperature in here right now,
I bet
roughly?
it's probably 90.
Feels good.
Feels great. It's like a sauna.
It is.
So all of our greenhouses are on, it's 100.
Oh, that's why I'm sweating in my winter coat.
Yeah.
good.
So all of our greenhouses are set up on alarm systems, because one of the things that those of us in the greenhouse business fight with all the time is nighttime temperatures. So if this greenhouse quit in the middle of the night, which happens pretty frequently, this thing will ding an alarm and we'll call somebody to come and turn the heat on. We do have a backup heat in all the greenhouses, so it'll turn on temporarily, but once the sun goes down, it will drop 10 degrees very fast.
This is like the greenhouse of hope.
It is.
Love it. Okay, you guys, we're in the dirt room.
Okay, stacks of pots. This is just the beginning. This would literally last us maybe not even half a day. But the guys in here, luckily for them, they're strong. They lift these big bales of Pro Mix up. They run it through the grinder here. It leaves it nice and light and fluffy here. And so usually we have a crew of 2 people, and all day long they're just filling pots. We do fill them by hand.
Oh, cool.
Just like this.
Wow.
So everything we do here, we continue to do things pretty like the old school way. There's lots of machines that would do this stuff for you, but it keeps our guys employed and allows us to put our hands on everything that we grow, which we value. You could go to a more mechanical method, but we like this method. It works for us.
This is really neat, and I want to. I'm gonna turn the camera so you can see what Melissa's talking about. So stand by. So there's the machine.
There's the machine. The bales go in down through the top, and this thing kind of garbles it up and fluffs it out through the other side.
And it's just, oh, it's so yummy. Oh, it feels good to get your hands in the dirt. Okay, I'm ready to like shed a few layers. This has been, I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. You can see all of the pots back there, all of the plants. This is so exciting.
It's very
Thank you
gratifying.
so much.
You're welcome.
For this tour.
Yeah.
Final words. What do you want people to know about Sprague's? Where to go to get more information?
Just
or when to
thank you for showing all of the different things that we do,
Yeah.
and that we still do it by hand, and that there's people involved in a local business like us. So hopefully everybody will choose to support a local greenhouse, not just us. There's lots of us around. It's a small pool.
It is, absolutely. Wherever you are,
Mm-hmm.
support your local greenhouses. And we will come back here and check the greenhouse out in a couple of weeks and show you how this is all. I can't wait to just see everything growing.
I know.
Yay!
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Have a
Thanks
good
for
day.
hanging out with
Happy
us. Bye.